Hello guys, welcome back to my another After Effects tutorial. In this After Effects tutorial, we are going to create this. Here you can see, I have already imported the files required for this project. You can download them from below, link in the description. The complete After Effects template is also available. You can download it from the web store. Link to web store is provided in the description. Now let's see how to create this complete floral wedding invitation for Instagram. Create a new composition, name it as slide 1. Make sure the ratio is unlocked. Here we need to set the width to 1080 and the height to 1920. Time duration to 5 seconds. Now let's create a new solid layer. Name it as noise. For this noise layer, in Effects and Preset, search for fractal noise. Add it to the noise layer. For fractal noise, change noise type to block. Set contrast to 275. In transform, uncheck uniform scaling. Set scale width to 80. Increase scale height as shown, set it to near about 560. Set complexity to 1. Now in Effects and Preset, search for turbulent displace. Add it to the noise layer. Set amount to 160. Set size to 200. Now at start of the timeline, create keyframe for offset. Now at end of the timeline, change offset position as shown. Now while pressing the Alt key, click on Stopwatch of Evolution. Enter expression, time, 50. You can see the preview. For this noise layer, in Effects and Preset, search for Fast Box Blur, add it to the noise layer. Set blur radius to 50. Iteration to 1. Select repeat edge pixels. Here you are free to adjust the blur radius. Now let's recompose the noise layer. Name it as reflection map. Select move all attribute into new composition. Now select the ellipse tool. Set fill option to none. Set stroke to solid color. Now double click on this ellipse tool to create new ellipse shape layer. For ellipse 1. In path, unlink the scale, set scale value for X to 900. Set value for Y to 1250. Now in stroke, set stroke value to 10. You can also set the stroke width here. Now for this reflection map, change track matte to alpha matte shape layer 1. Now for reflection map, in Effects and Preset, search for CC blob eyes, add it to the reflection map composition. In blowiness, change blob layer to shape layer 1. Change property to alpha. Set softness to 2. Set cutaway value to 5. Now create a new adjustment layer. For this adjustment layer, in Effects and Preset, search for Tritone. Add it to the adjustment layer. Now for Tritone, change the midtone color, set the color as shown to get golden look. You can see the preview. Select all the layers. Pre-compose them. Name it as Golden Ring. Here our golden ring is created. Now from Project Panel, let's add the background media file to the timeline. Now let's add the floral media to the timeline. Position it as shown. You can also scale the floral media if needed. Now let's create duplicate of this floral media. Press Ctrl+D to create duplicate. Now let's rotate it to 180 degrees. Now place it as shown. Perfect. Now for golden ring. Press T to bring up opacity, at 2 seconds. Create keyframe for opacity. Now at 1 second, change opacity to 0%. Now press S to bring up scale, at 2 seconds, create keyframe for scales. At start of the timeline, change scale to 0%. Select Scale Keyframes, change Keyframe Assistant to Easy Ease. Now adjust the speed graph as shown. You can see the preview. Now at the center, we will add our text. Let's change the text color and increase the font size. Here I will be using Berosian font family. If you want, you can reduce the spacing or leading value for text layer. Here I will rotate this text layer to -20 degrees. You can position the anchor point for text to center or leave it as it is. Now let's animate the text layer. For this text layer, in Animate, select Opacity. Set opacity to 0%. Now in Range Selector, at start of the timeline, create keyframe for offset. Set offset to -100%. Now at 2 seconds, set offset to 100%. In Advanced, change shape to ramp up. Change randomize order to on. Change easy low to 100%. Now let's add property, blur. Set blur to 100. Now let's add property, scale. Set scale to 200%. For this text layer, in Effects and Preset, search for Fill, add it to the text layer. Here you can set the text color. I will pick it from Floral Media. Now in Effects and Preset, search for CC Light Sweep. Add it to the text layer. Now let's position the center. Now at 2 seconds. Create keyframe for center. Now go at 4 seconds, change the center position as shown, place it on other side of the text layer. Change shape to linear. You can see the preview. Now in Effects and Preset, search for Drop Shadow. Add it to the text layer. For Drop Shadow, change distance to 6. Change softness to 5. Change opacity to 60%. Now place this text layer at 10 frames. Now from the project panel, let's add the leaf media file to the timeline. Let's slightly rotate it. Now add the second leaf. Scale it. Perfect. You can see the complete preview. Here our slide 1 is created. Now let's see how to create multiple slides. But first, let's create the media composition. Create a new composition. Name it as Media 1. Here you can add the image file or video. Here I will add this video file. Make sure the couples are at center. Now add the ink media file to the timeline. Now let's rotate this media file to 90 degrees. Position to the center. Now for media footage, change track matte to Lumo Inverted Matte Ink 1. Scale the media to fill the ink area. Perfect. Now let's create duplicate of this slide 1 composition. Press Ctrl+D to create duplicate. Open second slide composition. Now we will add the Media 1 composition to the timeline. Place it below the golden ring. You can see the preview. Now let's create a new null object. Now select Media Composition, Golden Ring and Floral Media Files, parent it to null object. Now slightly adjust the position of the null object. Now position the text layer below as shown. Change rotation to 0. Let's change the text. Enter the bride and groom name here. Here you can create duplicate of text layer to add new text. Here you can create different text layers. You can adjust their position. Place them at distance of 5 frames from each other. Here you can see the preview. Perfect. Here, if you want, you can increase the font size of the first letter. Here our slide 2 is created. Now let's create duplicate of Media 1 composition. For Media 2 composition, let's replace this media file. Select the media file you want to replace with, while pressing Alt key, drag and drop it over media file. This will replace the media file. Now adjust the scale and position of the media file. Perfect. Here you can create multiple duplicates of these slides. You just need to create duplicates and replace or delete the unwanted text layer. For slide 3, replace Media 1 with Media 2. Now change the text. Now create slide 4 and 5. Here I will fast forward the creation of remaining slides. Perfect. Now let's create our final composition, name it as Wedding Invitation. For this composition, I will set time duration to 21 seconds. You can increase or decrease the time duration depending on number of slides you have created. Here I will add the 5 slides I have created to the timeline. Now for slide 1, we will add the page folding effects. In Effects and Preset, search for CC Page Turn. Add it to the slide 1 composition. Now at 4 seconds. Change control to top right corner. Change back to none. Set the background color. You can set any color of your choice. Set opacity to 100%. Now adjust the fold position as shown. Create keyframe for position. Now at 5 seconds. Change fold position as shown. Change fold radius to 45. Here I will change background color. Now in Effects and Preset, search for Drop Shadow. Add it to the slide 1. For Drop Shadow, change opacity to 70%. Change distance to 60. Change softness to 60. Now we will copy this page turn and shadow effect. Now go at 4 seconds. Now paste these effects for all the remaining slides. Now position the slides at distance of 4 seconds from each other. For the end slide, you can remove this page turn and shadow effect. Now from project panel, let's add the light leak media file to the timeline. Slightly scale it. Rotate it to 90 degrees. For light leak, change mode to screen. Now let's create a new adjustment layer. For adjustment layer, in Effects and Preset, search for Brightness and Contrast. Add it to the adjustment layer. Set brightness to -10. Set contrast to -10. Now search for vibrance. Add it to the adjustment layer. Set vibrance to 5. Set saturation to 10. Now search for curves. Add curves to adjustment layer. Adjust the curves as shown. Perfect. Now you can see the complete preview. Perfect. Our Instagram wedding invitation is created. Similarly, you can also create for desktop version. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. See you next week with another awesome tutorial.